Melvin and Mark Save Christmas. Written by Team Zug, this story is based on Last Train for Christmas by Andrew Brenner, based on Tales from the Railway by Professor Vengeance, written and told by Team Zug. It was Christmas time on the other railway, and all the engines were complaining. Well, most of them. The sidings of the buffers were very cold, the drifts were too big, the children were far annoying as usual, and there's snow on Bowler's roof. Snow? God damn, there's snow on my roof! There's snow on my roof! Bowler complained. Only a few engines were happy that it's Christmas. For Steroid, he is very happy, and so was his fireman. Now his fireman could work in his firebox, and he doesn't have to, be claustrophobic because it's so cold outside. It's warmer inside his boiler when he's shoveling coal to his firebox. How's he going to back there, Mark? Asked Steroid to his fireman. It's amazing! I love Christmas, replied Steroid's fireman. Anyways, another engine that were happy that it was Christmas was Melvin and Mark, the Class 01 twin diesel shunters. Ever since they were saved from scrap by the Finn Git, they've been assigned to work in the big fat station and the goods yards with Diesel and Dick. Man, I really love this time of year, said Melvin. What about you, Mark? I love Christmas too, bro, replied Mark. It's a shame I can't smell the snow because I don't have a nose anymore. Oh, come on, you two, said Diesel. Where are your Yuletide blues? Christmas Day is almost here. And what's so bad about Christmas Day? Asked Melvin innocently. A few years ago, there was this mean old lady called Mrs. Cruelly who used to live nearby the railway. But now she moved away because she got tired of terrorizing us. So, that's good, right? I suppose, said Diesel. Anyways, you two should get back to work. Otherwise the Finn Git will cancel this year's party. The twins did so. Melvin and Mark got straight to work. The next day, at the sheds, the Finn Git came. Right then. Candy, Sugar, Melvin, Mark, I need you lot to work at the end of the line near London. Well, outside London, because that's our destination terminus. But anyways, Melvin and Mark, I need you two to work at the yards over there. Yes, sir, replied the twins. And Candy and Sugar, I'm going to loan you to BR for a couple of days because we need to make some money for the Christmas party. Oh, we're having a Christmas party, sir? Asked Steamy. Yes, well, you lot are. I'm going to go to Hawaii, said the Finn Git. Come on, Clarence. Clarence, the Finn Git's privately owned ghost, sent a show out of nowhere, and the Finn Git boarded his coach. All right, then, he snorted. Let's go. The sooner we get to Hawaii, the sooner I can be in my nice warm shed over there. And Clarence disappeared. Sort of. He just puffed away into the distance till he disappears. Melvin and Mark were very excited. I can't believe we'll be doing work there, said Melvin. Yo, let's go, said Mark. So Pip, Emma, Melvin and Mark went to the other side of the railway. Pip and Emma left the railway for a while to do some passenger work for British Rails because apparently their high-speed trains have broken down and needed replacement. And Melvin and Mark worked at the yard very well. However, on the last day of Melvin and Mark with time at the end of the line before they had to go back to the big fat station, and Pip and Emma were about to go home, there was a problem. There's a snowstorm tonight, lads, said the yard foreman. You lot need to be in your sheds. So Pip, Emma, Melvin and Mark decided to stay the night at the end of the line sheds. The snowstorm was terrible. It was the biggest snowstorm in the UK history. And it did not stop for 9 whole hours. Eventually, when the snow stopped, the engines all woke up either at the end of the line or at where the sheds that our characters used to stay at. "I say," said Derek, there's too much snow." "Oh, you got to be joking," said Spamcan. "Yes," said Old Stuck Up. "This is really a big of a pickle indeed." "You know what this means," said Diesel. "We get the day off," replied Steamy. Everyone celebrated. "Hooray! No work!" "Oh, boyful, I'm going to play Call of Duty all day now," said Cromwell. And we're not going to get into trouble," said Honk. Everyone celebrated. Meanwhile, at the end of the line, Melvin, Mark, Pip, and Emma heard the news. "I'm afraid there's so much snow. I'm afraid your lot won't be coming back home tonight until the snow clears." Melvin and Mark and Pip and Emma were very disappointed. "So we're not going to spend Christmas with our friends," said Melvin. You thought that's bad," said Pip. There's hard-working men who need to go home to see their families," said Emma. They pointed to a bunch of people, mostly men, were desperate. "Where's our train?" said one man. "I need to be home with my wife and 3 children," said another. This was a bad situation. The station master said, "I'm sorry, but all trains are cancelled until next year." Everyone was really disappointed and worried. Then Melvin had an idea. "Hey, Mark, do you think we could be a snowplow?" "What do you mean?" I got it. I'll be a snowplow and you could push me. Pip and Emma could be on our line and we could bring all the people home." "You really think that would work?" said Mark. "Of course," said Melvin. "Passengers must get through." They told the station master and the yard foreman, who agreed. "All right, it's now or never." The station master turned to the crowd. "Right, everyone, good news. The train back to the other railway is back on." "Hooray!" said the passengers. So Pip and Emma got to the station platform and everyone just jolted into the coaches. Everyone was on board and Melvin and Mark went in front of them to clear the snow. Let's do this," said Mark. Both Melvin and Mark cleared the snow line for Pip and Emma. It was a hard job, even for 2 small diesel shunters. Melvin cleared the snow with all of his might, and Mark pushed his twin brother with all of his might. Pip and Emma were getting really nervous. "I hope we can make it back in time," said Pip. "Don't worry about it, sis," said Emma. "I'm sure Melvin and Mark got this." And to Emma's delight, she was right. Melvin and Mark cleared the line until they arrived back at the big fat station. Meanwhile, everyone was in the sheds, having fun, watching a bunch of Christmas Carol movies, playing board games, and having a really good time until they heard 2 horn sounds. "What was that?" said Levi. He soon got his answer as Melvin, Mark, Pip and Emma, tired but triumphant, rolled to the big fat station. All the passengers rushed out of Pip and Emma's coaches. They cheered and thanked Melvin and Mark. And of course Pip and Emma, but it's mostly Melvin and Mark. "Your engines are heroes," said one man. "I could finally spend time with my wife and children," said another man. Everyone was super happy. They cheered and thanked Melvin and Mark and Pip and Emma. Then the 4 engines returned to their sheds. "Where were you?" said Harry. You were meant to be back here a few hours ago." "Harry," said Bert, "you know they were stuck in the snow drifts, right?" "Oh," said Harry. "Maybe I'm the stupid one now." Well, I'm glad you made it home safe, guys," said Derek. "Thank you, Derek," said Pip. Melvin and Mark just smiled. Diesel went over to them. "I'll never say this, but you two were really useful. Thanks, Diesel, said Melvin. No, I mean it, said Diesel. Like, I would never do that for those men, but you two are really good engines. I can't believe I'm actually saying that. We tried our best, said Mark. Just then, out of nowhere, the Finn-Git showed up. What are you doing here, sir? Said Derek. I'm here to see Melvin and Mark, said the Finn-Git bluntly. He turned to the two Diesel twins. Melvin and Mark, I heard from Candy and Sugar and their drivers that you managed to bring everyone home. I'm really proud of you two. Thank you, sir, said Melvin. You know what? You two deserve a promotion, he said. How would you like to work with Steamy on his branch line as the goods engines? Really, sir? Said Melvin. Of course. Besides, Steamy was asking for some help anyways, regardless. That's right, sir, said Steamy. I'll be happy to work with you two. But what about us, sir? Said Diesel. What about me and Dick? I'm sure you two can run the yards fine on your own until I get more engines. More Diesel chance to help you, said the Finn-Git. Plus I'm spending here with you guys because my holiday to Hawaii has been cancelled. He pointed to Clarence, feeling a bit embarrassed. So much for my warm shed in Hawaii, he said. Anyways, let's get this party started! Hooray! Said all the engines. They all began to sing Christmas songs together. We wish you a scary Christmas. We wish you a scary Christmas. We wish you a scary Christmas and a crappy New Year. And God bless us, everyone, said the brake father. And all the engines began singing carol songs. To the steam engines like Bozo, the steam diesel hybrid, Steamy, Steroid, Clarence, and the diesels like Diesel, Old Star Cup, Spam Can, Bowler, Derek, Melvin and Mark, and all the others, they all agreed they had the best Christmas of their lives. The end. And the end to season 1, baby. Let's go!